The top stories: Ethiopia to launch its first ever tourism satellite account. And Denmark seeks to build strong partnerships with Africa. Hello and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, with the latest news highlights of the hour. I am Tabitha John. Do stay with us. Ethiopia's Foreign Minister Taye Atqassalasse has reiterated his country's unwavering aspiration for an equitable and reasonable use of water resources in its development endeavors. The Foreign Affairs Minister told ENA that Ethiopia is striving to ensure its development through the effective utilization of natural resources. Particularly, FM Taye emphasized the pivotal role of energy supply in achieving sustainable development that benefits the citizens. In this regard, the minister mentioned the country's efforts to meet its energy needs through renewable energy sources such as hydropower. The minister underscored that Ethiopia does not have intention of harming any country, other than what his country is essentially doing is to utilize its water resources fairly and responsibly to ensure its development. GERD offers substantial benefits to downstream countries beyond Ethiopia, he added. Ethiopia has a firm position to resolve disputes through dialogue based on international principles and equitable utilization of natural resources, he reaffirmed. However, efforts to impose colonial-era treaties on the Abai River are fundamentally unacceptable, the minister refuted. Thus, Taye underlined that any activity to stop Ethiopia's development is inept and futile. About 10 million Ethiopians have so far registered to acquire a national digital ID, according to a statement made by the Federal Government Communication Service, GCS. The statement was communicated today by GCS on the occasion of the International ID Day 2024, which is currently being observed in Ethiopia with various events. The GCS highlighted that every individual deserves recognition and has the inherent right to be acknowledged, as this is essential for accessing fundamental services, safeguarding rights, and actively participating in social and economic activities. On International ID Day 2024, Ethiopia is commemorating this occasion by organizing various events aimed at raising awareness about digital identity, the significance of the FIDA national digital identity, and the advantages and rights of its citizens, as stated by the GCS. Ethiopia's dedication to empowering its citizens through digital identity, improving services, and showcasing its contribution to economic growth has solidified its position as a pioneer in digital transformation across Africa. Ethiopia's national ID program has a long-term goal of issuing digital ID to more than 90 million citizens, making it one of the largest digital ID systems in the world.
Abaye afisuko hadiye ugudina Abaye afisuko hadiye ugudina Asho boyina tombor tankinsona Asho boyina tombor tankinsona
አባቶች ደግሞ እንጨት ያዘጋጃል እናቶች ሄዶ አንድ ቀን ይዛ ይሰራሉ አሻም
ኤሌለ ማቾ ማኢንቶሞ
ይኸው ደረስን ከአዲስ ዓመት
ማንዳ አየዶ ማንዳ በምርቃት ላይ ሀዲያ የበሬ ሻኛ ሁን የኮርማ ሻኛ
ውርጩም ተወገደ ጨለማውም ራቀ
ሀበይ አፊሱኮ ያሆዴ ጉዲና
ከማረቅ ሀዲ ሃሬችን ያሆዴ ጉድ ከኢለጌናኒስ አነነ ያኳኒ ሞሶሮ ቶሞኔ መቶኔ ቶሞኔ ለሞኔ ሀዲ ቀረንቺ ቀረሞይ ኮይ ሁንዲም ዮበዮን ዋቻምቤሮ ሀዲ ነፈረን ደናሚስ ይሰከሙ
Ethiopia is set to host the International Tourism Day from September 17 to 19, 2024, with multiple assortments at Adwa Victory Memorial Museum in the capital Addis Ababa. The country will launch its first ever tourism satellite account, TSA, in collaboration with UNECA at a grand event which will also see the launch of IGAD's Sustainable Tourism Master Plan. The series of events, which will take place for 3 days at Adwa Victory Memorial, include the Origins Travel Market, featuring the best of IGAD member states' tourism attractions and B2B networking opportunities. Tegasar Nisa attended the briefing. Take a look.
During a press briefing, Ethiopian Ministry of Tourism indicated that in collaboration with the Intergovernmental Authority Development IGAD and the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa UNECA, Ethiopia is to host an event to commemorate International Tourism Day. The 3-day event will be marked with various course of events, from the launching of IGAD's 10-year Tourism Sustainable Master Plan, launching of Ethiopian Tourism Satellite Account in collaboration with UNECA, and also exhibition themed Origins Travel Market. Briefing the media, State Minister of Ethiopian Tourism Ministry, Sleshi Girma, stressed that Ethiopia is to launch its first ever tourism satellite account in collaboration with UNECA at a grand event.
The sole aim of this tourism satellite account is to avail any tourism-related reliable information that would be able to meet international standards. Realizing the first ever Ethiopia's tourism satellite account has taken a year, and it was also able to achieve it in our ministry in collaboration with the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa.
Regarding the launching of IGAD's Tourism Master Plan, the State Minister further stated that since development of tourism has been dynamic due to changing multiple factors, member states of IGAD came together to strategize a better lasting solutions.
Since development of tourism will always be determined due to technological advancements and security issues, the main purpose of this master plan is countries across the globe came together to tackle issues of such. So IGAD member states likewise came together to strategize a better master plan going forward.
The ministry further called on Ethiopians to pay a visit to the exhibition, adding that tourism ministers from across IGAD member states and also all over 100 delegates from across the world are expected to take part in the event.
Maulid celebration took place with various religious events at the Grand Anwar Mosque on Sunday under the theme, The Prophet of Peace. The day was colorfully celebrated with special meals and other events held at the mosque with other members of the community. Hikma Tamam has more.
Muslims in Ethiopia observed the 1499th Maulid celebration that marks the anniversary of the Prophet Muhammad's birthday. The celebration was held in attendance of large number of Muslim faithfuls, government officials, religious leaders, among others, with several events. For all Muslims, the Prophet Muhammad is seen as an ethical and a spiritual role model, as commemorating his life is seen as another way of keeping his memory alive and celebrate his life. Speaking to EBC World, the faithful said that Maulid is the day when the most important person in Islam has been sent to all humanity to bring light through his teaching. According to them, Maulid will remember the goodness of Prophet Muhammad, such as compassion, love, empathy, trustworthiness, kindness, among others.
As we know, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has been said by Allah for the goodness of humanity, for the goodness of human being. In this Maulid celebrity or celebration, will make zikr, dua, salawat, and by providing some meals for needy peoples and helping the peoples who are in problem.
This is the Maulid of An-Nur. So he has been sent from Allah to all people, indifferent of their color, their race, and it is the universal religion. It's a universal religion. That is why we are obliged to celebrate his birthday, just to enhance our faith in Islam and he himself as the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
It's impossible to express the behavior of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this short interview. Totally, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has been sent by Allah for the goodness of human being as well.
It is said that the Prophet's teaching of Islam has been reflected through his behaviors. He was extremely humble and kind, treated all Muslims equally, respected all, and expressed love for them. He is also described as the most noblest prophet of all.
It's long over.
And finally, Denmark has unveiled a new Africa strategy aiming to further forge partnerships with countries across the continent. The designated ambassador of Denmark to Ethiopia emphasizes that Denmark seeks to become Africa's preferred partner in this strengthened collaboration. Goshumelliso reports.
For decades, Denmark has been actively engaged in Africa, supporting a wide range of development initiatives across the continent, from humanitarian aid and poverty reduction to promoting sustainable development and climate resilience. In an exclusive interview with EBC, Ambassador-designate of Denmark to Ethiopia said his country has launched a new Africa strategy. He stressed that Denmark wants to foster equal partnership with Africa.
The Danish government has been very clear about is that we want to develop our partnerships with African countries, and this means that we want to create equal partnerships. Now, what does that mean? It means a partnership that goes beyond development cooperation. We also want to build political alliances. We want to listen to Ethiopia and to the Ethiopian government, to the Ethiopian people. What are the Ethiopian priorities? What are your concerns? And then we want to come in and be a partner in advancing these priorities. It comes at a very good time because in January 2025, Denmark will take up a seat in the UN Security Council. And this is a good opportunity for us to develop closer ties with Ethiopia, for example, and other African countries on amplifying African priorities in the UN Security Council. So we want to be a close partner, also politically and multilaterally, not least with Ethiopia and other African countries.
Rogstrap emphasized the intention of the strategy is to create a strong and preferred partnership.
The intention here is to create a strong partnership. We want to go beyond what we have done so far. We also want to go beyond what other countries are doing. So we want to be the preferred partner of Ethiopia and of African countries. And not just Denmark, we also want to make sure that the European Union is the preferred partner of African countries. Now, we know, of course, that other countries have been present and have worked closely with Ethiopia for decades. But we believe that we have something to offer. We believe that there is a huge potential to grow this partnership.
The designated ambassador highlighted that the stated goal of the strategy is to stimulate private investment in the continent.
A stated goal in our strategy is that we want to see more and we want to stimulate private investments in African countries. So investments from, let's say, Danish companies, so we want them to have a larger footprint on the African country. We want the African economies will have to grow to absorb the growing population and to create jobs for the growing population on this continent. And in order to do that, we need foreign investments on the African continent. And we believe there's a huge potential for Danish companies to come in and contribute to this and invest in Africa.
The strategy is unveiled as Denmark is set to take. United Nations Security Council says this is a good opportunity to amplify African voices, he said.
You're watching EBC World. A quick reminder of the top stories. Ethiopia to launch its first ever tourism satellite account. And Denmark seeks to build strong partnership with Africa. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Many thanks for watching. Goodbye for now and do take care.